Hello everyone, my name is Beansprout, and today I'm going to be doing a DUSK video. I've been meaning to make a DUSK video for a while now, but I just haven't got around to it. And I have been editing one, but I didn't like it. I scrapped it. It was boring as hell to watch, and it had absolutely no life to it, so that's gone. But instead, you're getting this video. But the main reasons that I haven't gotten around to covering this game yet is, 1, because I've been covering other stuff. 2, so I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. I haven't beaten the game yet.
Hold up. You haven't beaten DUSK yet?
Yeah, really, what's going on here? You're talking about DUSK and you haven't even beaten it yet? How irresponsible of you.
I've beat it, okay? You can shut up now, Mayo and Allstin. I'm done. Oh my god, that ending, Jesus. And well, there I have done it. I've finally beaten DUSK. And actually, to be honest, the point of this video was so that I could force myself to beat DUSK. And, you know, this game is, at least in my eyes, an absolute masterpiece. It is probably one of the best games I've ever played, and that is a hard list to get onto. And you know, there's really just something about playing DUSK that really just feels good. The game is just so tight and smooth and responsive to play. And even then, I know the game's visual style is... It looks like a PS1 kind of game, but it still never once hitched or stuttered. And it's not just the performance that makes this game so good. The movement especially, the movement feels so good. Just literally just walking around in this game feels incredible. Not to mention its absolutely incredible bunny hopping mechanic. I love this bunny hopping mechanic. It's one of the best bunny hopping mechanics I've ever seen in a video game. Most video games bunny hopping is... It's not that good, but in DUSK it is implemented so well, and it is so easy to pull off. All you have to do is hold forward, jump, and when you hit the ground, jump again and move either left or right on your keyboard. The reason it's like this is because in older FPS games, if you held down 2 movement keys, then you would move faster. That's why in Doom speedruns, people run sideways. But back on the topic of DUSK, and oh boy, this is where the spoilers start. Okay, so this game, from what you've seen so far, you'd probably assume that it doesn't really get scary. And while I wouldn't say it gets exactly scary, it definitely gets creepy and even a little disturbing at some points.
Do you now see? Do you understand?
And the way that it does it is absolutely brilliant. It does this in episode 2 and slowly builds more and more into this horrifying image of what's going on as you get deeper and deeper into the facility. This place is a living nightmare, and it all starts with this one mission that, you know, it's actually pretty normal. You don't have to do much combat in this mission, everything's already dead, actually. This mission is just a keycard hunting mission, and there's this one bit that's done in the dark, and it's actually one of the few areas, I think, that actually makes you use the flashlight. God, I love that moment. It doesn't really seem like as much of a cool reveal of an enemy now, after I've already played it, but goddamn, that was such a good reveal when I first played this game. And I think, honestly, this is one of the best ways I've ever seen an enemy introduced in a video game. David Schmansky should be really, really proud of this. That was such a brilliant idea. But now we're gonna move on to something that is not spoilers. And well, that thing that's not spoilers is the music. Oh my god, this game has absolutely incredible music. I love its OST, and I listen to it quite a lot actually. The game was composed by Andrew Holshaw, who the viewers of mine who play Doom, which is majority of you, will recognize as being our current composer alongside David Levy. Andrew also did some pieces for Quake Champions, and he also made his own fan-made remaster of the original Doom soundtrack, which I thought was pretty cool. But back on the topic of Dusk, I do really think that Dusk's music really amplifies the gameplay, such as this bit here. And to go alongside that, there are really some standout tracks, like Death from Above, for instance. And when all combined together, all of this music, it really makes to make a tense atmosphere in some of the more laid-back levels, and it also helps to give this feeling of you are absolutely awesome with some of the more intense music. But for those of you who have already played Dusk, you might have noticed something. I've not shown any gameplay at all from episode 3 in this video, and there is actually a very good reason why I haven't shown any of episode 3's gameplay. Episode 3 is possibly the best part of Dusk, and that is why I haven't shown it, and I'm not showing it now because, well, I need to give a Alright, I love that intro to this episode, and it really sets the scene for the rest of the episode, and it really brings across the ambience and atmosphere of this episode in the first couple of seconds that you're playing it. And if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, this is probably the best episode in the game. It combines all of the knowledge and talent that David has learned over making the game, and it just makes for an absolutely incredible episode. It's also pretty hard at points, but I also love the aesthetic, and it's also really actually leaning into that horror theme in some areas, especially this one area where you meet these really funny looking enemies with the gigantic mouths. They're absolutely hilarious. But this area, oh my god, it is creepy.
The closer they got, the more they suffered.
And this is also the first episode that I actually messed around with some of the visual settings, such as the 16-bit coloring, which actually looks really nice for this area, though I chose to keep it off for the sake of this video. This chapter also starts you off with the sword, as you saw before, and the first gun you get, I believe, is the crossbow. But oh my god, moving on further into this game, it gets absolutely wild in this third episode, as in taking you back to areas from the first episode, a little bit of episode 2, and then there's this one really cool mission called Homecoming, which I absolutely love this mission, and it has such a cool, like, gravity shifting mechanic. But later on in the game, when you fight Jacob, he is literally a mirror image of you. He is probably one of my favorite FPS bosses. Literally just because he bunny hops like you, he shoots rivets like you, and he is such a cool boss fight. But he is kinda easy, and it's a bit of a shame. The game ends right there. Literally, you kill Jacob and the game ends. It was kind of anticlimactic, but I mean, at least the credits were pretty cool. You walk up this big tunnel off into the light, and then... Wait, hold on.
He was worthy, you know, and he accomplished so much. But then, you came along. You who were stronger. You who were faster. You I like better. Who did you expect at the end of all of this? God? The devil, perhaps? No. just me.
Oh my god, what a way to segue into a final boss. I really love this reveal, it's so good. And I genuinely had my hand over my mouth while watching this. And even then, the voice acting is just so good. I have heard that this voice actor has been in a lot of other classic FPS games, but I don't know him, so feel free to tell me who this is down in the comment section. He did kind of remind me of Dave Rana from Doom Eternal though, so maybe that has something to do with it. But with the boss itself, the boss fight music is absolutely brilliant. His design is pretty cool, albeit somewhat generic. But overall, he's a solid boss fight, just a bit easy, to be honest, for a final boss. But, yeah, like I said, I do like him. He's a good boss. But, unfortunately, now that I have covered pretty much everything that I want to talk about, that brings us to the end of my Dusk video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, maybe pick up some merch, join the Discord, follow the Twitter, and have a nice day.
But here you shall remain, till I have need of you again. For one must always reign beneath